Alrighty guys, we are back today in my favourite car of the 2016 season. It is the yellow Renault, and this time we are jolly on Palmer, racing against our teammate Kevin Magnussen on the Russian circuit, the Sochi Aerodrome, or Autodrome, sorry, Aerodrome will be planes. So we can see what we can do off the line here, see if we can get a much better start than we've been doing in previous races. I've been trying to practice, but was that better? That wasn't too bad. It's better than some of the others we've done, but here we go. So now Russia is a circuit that I have very rarely done. I didn't play a huge amount in 2015. I wasn't a massive fan of it, to be perfectly honest. I felt that I don't know, it wasn't, I'm not going to say it wasn't refined or anything. I'm not going to give you some rubbish like a technical thing with it. It just seemed like it wasn't. I don't know, I just wasn't a huge fan of it, to be honest. So as we dive late into that corner and then move up into 9th place, just got who is that? As Bottas push. Oh no, it's Massa is pushing me all out. Bottas is behind me, so going all the way around. We're going to dive down the inside and try and claim a couple of the positions back that I just lost. As Massa goes flying into that corner, he's doing really well. Massa is pushing forward. Verstappen on his home Grand Prix just dropping back significantly there. So I'm just going to dive on in here. So I said that he was his home Grand Prix. Verstappen's not, as Verstappen is Kvyat's home Grand Prix. My bad there. Massive flying away as I can't figure out how to take these corners. I know for a fact that this is not going to be one of my strong tracks, as I then just break into this corner. Don't know if I need to or not. Bringing it nicely out onto the outside. Whoever's on my right is Verstappen, who's going to dive. He took a little, he had a little look, but he didn't go for it, which is good to see. So we're going to don't want to take each other out on first lap here. So, and I absolutely love this Renault. I can't get enough of how good this Renault looks. As I try and close the door on Verstappen, probably do a little bit too late. So I'm going to drop down into mixture 2. Just to try and save, because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get this position back. We're going to try and bring it and just outbrake him into this final corner, not lock up as we do slightly on the left wheel there. Not too bad. Bringing it out nicely again. Smoke coming off the back of Massa's car, I think, as he got out onto the rumble strip on the right hand side. The camber seems to drop up and down on this circuit as well. So, you know, F1 2014 or the mod maker, whichever one was doing this, has put a lot of effort into making sure that this track feels realistic, and he definitely has done a good job here as we just move it into this last sector that sort of, to me, always feels like this final sector to the Abu Dhabi track that we did last week. Again, Verstappen all over me. Just going to come to the inside and try and block him out as we move up into mixture 3. Not breaking for that corner because there's no need to. And then trying to close the door onto so that we have the inside line for this first corner. And bringing in just after, I'd say, the 100-meter board, but I don't actually know where the boards are. Probably broke a little bit too early as I go wide on that corner and just have to bring it back through. Dropped into mixture 2, I think, did I? I did. Okay, that's good. Long sweeping corner where, if you remember this year, Kvyat ran into the back of Vettel, which wasn't a good end, shall we say, to his Red Bull career. Not to say that it won't come back, but Verstappen obviously seems to be faring better in that Red Bull car, the number 2 Red Bull car this year. Saying that, as Verstappen, who has now moved up, who is in the Red Bull car here, who's pushed up my inside, but just kept the positions. He's obviously on the outside for that. He had a little look, so going to brake hard into this corner and just bring it in on the apex nicely. But again, Verstappen gets a much better run through that. Engineer yelling to me about keeping the tyres warm and keeping them hot as I brake probably again too much and try and just bring it right. There's a yellow flag going up there from someone. I don't know whether or not that was somebody in front or someone behind. It's not a street. Yeah, wait, I suppose technically it would be classed as a street circuit with the barriers all over this track. We've moved up into green sectors now as I forget to move up into mixture 3. Need to think about driving more than talking as we've got Verstappen in front of me now, but I'm going to do exactly the same. How he brakes a lot later than he did the first lap as we give him a little bit of space before dropping down into mixture 2. Keeping him behind. This is going to be a fight to the finish as I see that Massa, has just overtaken Grosjean, which is good to see as I get a little bit wide on the curb again, just missing my braking point and then missing my turning point for there as we just get gently on the brake there to stop myself from spinning out. Backing into these corners, trying to keep him a little bit more speed, knowing that these corners are quite wide, even though I'm still struggling to sort of get the idea where the driving line is as I go way wide on the start to the straight here. Again, we'll move it up into mixture 3, but this might be the last time we can do it. So I try and close the door on Verstappen, who's going to go all the way around, and I just get my line all out of place. We're going to drop it into mixture 2 because that light is flashing angrily at me, and I'm going to brake just after the 200-meter board or just after the 100-meter board. Probably could do it a bit later. Again, getting that corner all wrong. I think that's 3 out of 3 for getting the corner wrong there, which is a real shame for me, but again, hopefully we can keep Verstappen behind for the end of this lap as I just sort of keep him out and hold the door on the inside of this and then bring it back onto the racing line so he has nowhere to go but to back out. I don't really know where the second long straight is here as I'm trying to close the door up again. Verstappen is all over me. He's not going to make this an easy end to this race, which is always good. A nice bit of intense racing is always good. My finger's just hovering over the mixture 3 button at the moment, but it's not going to be an easy one this at all. I think it's just after this final sector here as I brake just slowly into this one. Try and bring the car not to getting it, you know, trying to not get it wide, but we totally F that one up. So Verstappen is back all over us. I'm just going to try and late break into this and bring it back round, which is, it's going to be a tight one. This, I can see this final set, there's going to be, I think, 3 cars abreast into this. We're going to try and see what we can do. I don't even remember which way the corner bends. I think it bends to the left, which it does, and then into the right, which is where Verstappen usually has us. So we're going to just try and outbrake him into this one again and try and not lock up, which I think we do just about there. I definitely need to drop it into mix 2 because we are not going to finish this race on mix 3. Kimi Raikkonen comes across the line for definitely his second win of this series that I've been doing, so kudos to him there as we hold Verstappen behind us, and hopefully we can just come underneath the Fly Emirates board. 2 more corners to go. I think if we're lucky we might just hold 8th place as I just brake gently into this corner just to bring it across the line, and there we go guys, that is P8 for Jolyon Palmer in the amazing looking Renault Sport this year. Gained 3 places. Let's have a look, see if anybody dropped out. I'm not entirely sure if they did, but we did have that yellow flag on the in the middle of the lap 2, was it, I think. So let's have a look who we got. Just Fernando Alonso. It's a real shame for the McLaren Honda, but obviously they're hit in real life with mechanical issues, so maybe the 2006 mod's just following that. But there you go guys, if you enjoyed that, please leave a like below, or more importantly leave a comment so I know what track you want to see next or what driver you want to see, and I shall make it happen as always. So until next time guys, bye bye.